Meet Jean-Paul Paoli, L'Oréal's Generative AI Business Transformation Director. With a career spanning 2 decades and a foundation in computer science, Jean-Paul stands at the forefront of marrying technology with marketing. He's shaping the future of beauty through hyper-personalization with AI. Jean-Paul is a true digital pioneer.
Well, Jean-Paul, appreciate you being here and taking the interview with me. I had a chance to listen to your talk and really kind of curious on how your career has gotten you to this place in terms of leveraging digital and now generative AI to both enhance the customer experience and to improve business in general.
Yes. Look, I come from a background which is, let's say, expected in AI because I studied computer science. However, I started my career in business, actually in marketing. To be honest, I did a few months in computer science, even in research, and I said maybe I want to do something more, pragmatic. And I felt at the time that digital transformation was something already captivating my attention. So I went there, did this internship at L'Oréal, and it was the start of a love story. Let's say. Then I moved actually to business at L'Oréal, to marketing, doing 12 years basically of business. And then I realized that L'Oréal had a very big ambition in terms of digital transformation. And so I joined the digital transformation teams in 2017. Working on media acceleration. We've had a program on precision media, how to target, talk the right customer at the right place with the right message. Then to data, because obviously you can't do this program of precision marketing without the data and the correct data infrastructure and measurement behind. So I work in data. And digital transformation of one of our business units. But still, while working on digital use cases and data, we were discussing intent classification on websites. And I was working with one data scientist. And I asked, but what do you use to do this intent classification? He told me, I'm using a transformer. I said, what the hell, a transformer? Is it a robot or, And he explained me a bit about these neural networks and AI. And so I went back to textbooks. And actually, I started investigating the topic and being really fascinated by GPTs. So at the time, it was GPT-2. So I don't know if you have tried GPT-2, but
it's different.
It's really getting off rail, let's say. But still, it's a very weird technology. And I thought, oh my God, we need to investigate that because it seems like some things that can have a potential to change a lot. So I did that, let's say, on my free time. And when last year we discussed that, like ChatGPT arrives and everybody realized that this could be a major shift and major technology, I had actually a kind of head start to analyze the technology and offer some insights to the management. So this is how things naturally evolved for me.
Well, it's interesting. It's the kind of continuous learning that you've been doing that puts you ahead of others in terms of leveraging the technology in general. Kind of curious, it kind of begs the question, with you doing some of that on your own, was it the realization by the rest of the business with ChatGPT that, yes, we need to invest in this, or were you working on it earlier?
No, on my free time, let's say, for exploration, because, there is a right moment to do things. And when you look at GPT-2, it's interesting as a toy experiment, but you cannot do a lot with that. Even today, when we look at generative AI, we are still I think, at the potential moment. A lot of applications are not possible because there are risks, because you have hallucinations, because you have privacy issues, because you have regulatory concerns. So we feel the potential is huge, but we are still maturing the technology. So a couple of years back, it was really to understand the tech, I would say.
It's the art of the possible and then figuring out how to apply it, huh?
Yeah, exactly. And I think there is this, on a personal level, I feel the technology is quite fascinating, You have this word machine, because it's not a lot more than a word machine, that creates things which are very consistent and sometimes very clever. We know that some machines pass bar exam or, very difficult tests. So very fascinating. But still, it's a tech.
And I'm kind of curious also on really, started leveraging this and one of the things our clients are trying to do is figure out how to apply it and how to apply it now. What use cases are you looking at either directly applying today and or in the near future?
Yeah. So so I uncover a bit of that in the talk earlier, but first, we were saying, okay, there is ChatGPT, what's the plan? This is absolutely not what we did. What we have at L'Oréal is that first we have a vision for beauty, which is to deliver beauty for each. We look at the consumer trends, we look at the world, and we see that now with all the technology evolution, social media, interaction, people are connected with the cloud, artificial intelligence, blockchain, etc. All this technology converge to an idea that people expect customized and personalized experience. So we've been, let's say, evolving our vision and our motto from beauty for all to beauty for each, insisting on this personalized and fulfilling our consumers' aspirations. So that's our vision, and actually every tech initiative that we have should support this mission. And good news, generative AI seems like a technology capable of delivering personalization at scale. So this is where a technology meets a purpose, and I think it creates interesting use cases. So now, if we look then into the details, we are fundamentally a beauty company that delivers beauty products, but interacting with our customers and offering beauty experiences, and that's the job of marketing at L'Oréal. So what we have today is that we have a vision of augmented marketing. We are convinced that this technology will help us, match the best of the creativity and the best of the technology to offer incredible experiences. Then, in practice, if we look at what we do today and what will be amplified in the future, I think there are three very interesting areas. The first one is about content, how this technology can help us having more creative content, more relevant content, more personalized content. There is the services. There are services that we want to offer to our customers, diagnosis, product selection, coaching over time, and there are customer care. You will contact our brands, and maybe this technology will help the agent and whoever you have on the line, let's say, deliver a better answer to you. So these are, the areas where we put a lot of efforts into exploring and finding how we can use the technology at best.
Where have the best lessons been learned in general, or what challenges have you faced and overcome thus far?
So if I go back to this segmentation, let's say maybe in content, the first area is that the technology is amazing for exploration, but at this stage of the technology, at this moment in the competition, let's say, it's not ready for automated production, scaling, etc. for a couple of reasons. First bucket of reasons is about, all the risks around the technology, whether about IP, bias, deep fakes. So this is an area where we have obviously a very strong interest and that we look at very responsibly. And this is why one of our first policy in terms of content production is to say that we won't use, generated faces or skin or hair to demonstrate product benefits. So it's kind of obvious.
It kind of goes against the spirit
idea,
of what you're trying to do.
We are selling products that have real benefits in real life, to improve or to deliver the beauty that you would like to project. And you can't, advertise that. It's very obvious with generated content. It's counterproductive. But so kind of obvious when you say it, but still, we don't see that everywhere on the market. So I think it's an interesting take. So definitely one challenge of the technology is around responsible usage. And the second challenge is that, creativity with AI, the problem is not, solved just because you put a computer in front of somebody. If you want to, as a simple example, if you want to evoke freshness, I don't know, you can't just, prompt a tool and say, freshness. You will have images that are not relevant to the situation. What you will need to have is to think about interesting prompts to convey this freshness, interesting scenes, interesting objects, and enter a conversation with an AI. And what in our experience we realize that if it's a photographer, if it's a creative director, and what's coming tomorrow, like AI creative artists, these people will be a lot better at creating, and exploring the field than just, somebody prompting like this. So the challenge will be technology maturity and understanding where you use exactly the technology in the process of content. Then if we move to other areas, obviously you have other challenges. A tech challenge is always an issue. If today we know technology is not ready, it's a 1-year-old technology, and we have one funny, funny story is that when you ask, and you can do the test with, I don't know, a ChatGPT or Claude or whatever, if you just ask a simple question to this kind of chatbot in terms of product recommendation, you end up with a grocery list of 20 products, and it's not something that you want to deliver to consumer.
Uh-huh.
So you can't just take a model and say end of the story, I deliver a great experience. It's not like that it's happening. It needs a lot of refinement, interaction, specific data, connection with the services that you offer. We have developed very serious diagnosis about skin, about hair, and the challenge is to connect and have this maybe AI chat interface as a portal to these experiences. So definitely a lot of challenges still to solve.
Yeah, well, it makes sense. And one of the things that I was wondering is, you mentioned content services and care in terms of the ways that you're applying it. Some of those are more internally focused on business efficiency, some more customer facing and improving customer experience. What have you seen as the balance to those? Have you been looking more early on at, internal facing, so it's not as risky to engage with customers, or has that been something that has been top of mind for you?
At L'Oréal, we say that we love to seize what's starting. So the technology is just starting. We have to explore every field. What do we do for our employee is also a big part of the program. I didn't talk about it because the presentation was focused on marketing, but obviously we want to empower employees to do their daily tasks better, faster, with more ease, using a whole range of tools. Again, I think that we are all in this test and learn phase, and one of the best advice we can have to leverage the technology is to try it, because it's nobody has a solution in reality. But once you try and you see where you see value, where you can use it, and suddenly you have a bright road opening.
Well, speaking of value, how have you been measuring value generated and ROI, or where to place your investments in general?
So I think, and especially when it comes to technology, today there is a range of available technology to do what you need to do. So a simple measure of the value of the technology is simply its adoption. Tomorrow, if you are working in a company and you have this great tool that is able to automate marketing campaigns and target customers, and you realize after 3 months, 6 months that nobody is using it, probably it's not the right tool. So we have tools, we have generative AI tools for specific tasks. Let's see how it moves, how people are using it, what are the best use case, and definitely the value arise from the usage.
All right. And, from what I've seen, you seem to be a leader in leveraging generative AI technology and at the forefront of this. What advice would you give to others that are earlier on in their journey, but focused on consumer products and or consumers in general?
I think that the first idea is to start with a purpose. Again, we are very clear on what we want the technology to deliver ultimately, beauty for each in our cases, and this helps drive the conversation, because you have a kind of North Star where you see if the technology is the best one or not. We are talking about generative AI, but there is AI, there is blockchain, there is a lot of things happening. So what do you use and how do you use this technology to deliver the end benefit is really, really key, rather than starting with a technology and saying, okay, great, I can generate pieces of content everywhere, and let's start putting actually average content everywhere. That's the wrong way to do it, I think.
And actually, as I was looking at your page for this, I did see the mention of Web3 and Metaverse. Just kind of curious what you're exploring there as well.
So we have had actually for the last 2 years an exploration in the field, and I think we were quite vocal with it. We've been actually selecting use cases to understand the technology, be ready I will take a very simple example. We are a company making revenues. You can do a project and you see that people might pay in Bitcoin. Yeah, but how are you going to put that into your books? So, we have studied carefully the field. We have a number of interesting initiatives like creative hairdressers or creative haircut in the metaverse, discussing with a lot of platforms, and we are staying at the front and see where the market is going on that aspect.
Great. It's been a pleasure. I appreciate you taking the interview, and wish you the best over the next couple of days at Cannes.
Thank you very much.